Hi guys, I'm here with Barrett, who was 15th place and 7th voted out at the Triple Tribal Council. So, hi Barrett.
You doing?
So, did you expect to be voted out when you were?
No, I mean, no. I thought it was going to be a pretty straightforward vote, but I did know if it wasn't going to be straightforward, I was definitely at risk. Just with how people were talking to each other, I didn't feel great. But no, I really thought it was going to be 4-1 on that one.
What would you say that your biggest regret from the game is?
I wish that's tricky. I wish I could have slowed down a little bit and talked to Grayson more, especially after Ian went home. I think Grayson and I didn't realize we were on the bottom of separate ends of the tribe and we were kind of targeting each other. And if we had actually stopped and said, hey, where are you hearing these names? Who's talking to you? We might have realized where everything was coming. But even then, I don't know that we could have done a ton about that.
A little bit more positive. What would you say that your proudest moment from the game is?
I was proud to get a chance to talk to everybody. Not a whole lot to hang my hat on this game. I didn't contribute a whole lot to our tribal win, and I feel like I contributed a fair bit to our tribal loss. It was not my strongest piece, honestly.
So, you did get voted out at the Triple Tribal, and I imagine that there was a lot of speculation about the triple coming on. Would there be a swap? Would there be a merge? How much do you think the triple, if it hadn't been a triple when you attended tribal council, would that have changed things?
Same question. I think, if Alioth had lost next and it wasn't a triple tribal, yeah, I might have been okay because people were super uncertain. But when I look back at the dynamics of who was there, there's two people who were really confident that they had my in their pocket. And that makes three votes that are like confidently together. And there's just no reason to go against. So at the point where there's five of us voting, I was always that. Yeah, for sure that's
Uh,
black.
Sorry. What? So you came in as a winner, one of five, I believe.
Yeah.
So how much do you think being a winner impacted the game and changed how you had to play this season, how you approached it?
I think no, I'll start that different because being a winner is never the thing that will sink your game. I think there are many other aspects of a survivor game that make it much worse. But I don't think personally I was ever able to overcome the disadvantage of being way on the outs of everybody else because I had won. Like even Alicia, who I considered very close to me, he would constantly remind me something that would lead someone's mind. Like when I look back on those votes that were cast during I think it was the Grayson tribal where I got some, and I assumed it was Grayson, but I now know it was she who wrote this big long message in the background. The first thing they write was like, "You're a winner. That's why I'm voting for you." You can never get rid of it, and it was really rough, especially once I became the only winner.
Yeah, because you lost Courtney in the swap, right? So it was just you and the other Alioth, which you'd think was a favorable swap because it was four of your original tribe. But
But
was
then
that the
Brandon won
case?
that individual immunity, and it was only for Alioth who were available to be voted for. And when that happened, I mean, Alicia had stood up to bat for Milo a few times, and Alicia and Milo both really seemed to want Chi to be. So if you think all three of them are going to be safe, it just left me out. And with Brandon being safe, by 26 seconds, I should add, I was very close. Yeah, it just didn't go well for me.
So you played not a quite early season, but season 3, which was quite a few months ago. How different do you think it is for you having played all the way back in season 3 versus players? There were so many players who played back to back this season. How did that kind of change the dynamics? People knew each other and so on and so forth.
I think the biggest thing was I spent a considerable amount of energy trying to figure out what people's vibes were and how they were going to play and what kind of player they were. And other players were able to come into this with known quantities. Like the relationship I think of the most is probably Alicia. Alicia was able to just talk to be like, I know who you are. I know what you're all about. We've played together before. Let's run this. And like, that's not a relationship that I was able to have with anybody on the starting tribe. Maybe if I had started with like Kevin, I would have been able to have that connection. But without that strong connection, I definitely had to put more energy in finding myself who people.
Is there anything that I haven't touched upon that you'd like to talk about, such as like how you played the game or anything that happened?
I just think, one thing I really think is interesting this season is the fact that nothing has happened the first 20 hours of a trial, and everything is happening the last. I think we saw it before I went home, like at the Ian tribal and at a few other tribals, and I think we're seeing it now. Like I'm lucky that I've seen a few boots after me, and I think we're seeing people scrambling a lot now. And I honestly am wondering, is it a change in the meta game? Is it a change in the way you have to talk about it works? Because it is so important that you are able to know exactly what is going to happen when the clock strikes 10 minutes before trial. Because the second Ian's name came up, I was blind. And that was the first of several blinds in this game. And if I had read closely into it, figured out like, oh, somebody wanted Ian to go the whole time, I might have been able to read the power structure.
It's definitely really different coming from a newbie season to a tourney season, just because of that dynamic, as you said, and the way things.
Willing to talk. Like I think it's something very unique to this cast. Maybe we have an extra international cast. We don't have Archie who would like make us think we have a really international cast waiting for everything, right? And we also have like a very experienced cast. Like there's like probably up to 100, and they're just not playing it the same way they always would.
That's true. Who would you say that you're rooting for that's left in the game, and who do you? But if it's not the same person, who has the best chance of winning right now?
Rough ideas. Well, so for context, we're speaking right after the 11th place boot, right? 10th place boot.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, no, I mean, that makes sense. But we're talking after the Courtney boot. I would say Courtney was my pick to win because we connected the strongest. He seemed really sweet. And you always want someone from your starting to win, you know. But going forward, I don't know that Alicia, Milo, or Chi are in a very good spot to win. And that's it. Who's left for my starting? So I'm hoping Brandon pulls it out. I really liked Brandon. But other than that, I don't have a lot of connection to a lot of these players. Kevin and Greg are both gone. Those are the people from my season. And that's about it. Like, I don't know everything. I would love to welcome in a new winner, not a two-time winner. But also, it'd be really cool to let like Grace or Tommy know that they're in this game. Grace is very good at it.
Another person in the definitely not real secret winners chat to join you.
I don't know what you're talking about. You could never.
I know.
You would never know. So
I know. It seems like a place that's definitely not real that no one would ever know about.
can I tell you a definitely
So
not real fact about this org is that I really only would ever come check back in to see if someone new had joined that not real winners chat. And that was like all my activity level was after season 3. It was like, oh, is there another winner? I should probably
did you
tell them
see it?
congratulations.
Can't you see the definitely not real player of the season chat too? That's definitely not a real thing.
I think I can, but I have been less interested because fewer people know pot.
Yeah, I'm happy with the new pods color. I'm never gonna be unhappy with that. I think it's cute. But
I love that I
there'll
have the
be
both
new
those.
people.
No, there'll be someone new, and honestly, I think this season is already going down as a really unique season. The winner will have a very different identity than the other 6 of us. But it's a good sign for Phoenix that we're able to dig into the 6 seasons we have and pull out a pretty good tribe. There's one player
Yeah.
on the tribe who I won't call out, but I'm fairly frustrated there.
So my last question for you is word association. So I think you
Oh,
jumped in on Courtney's at the end. I'm
oh,
gonna
okay,
go
cool.
through everyone you'd met in the game that was
Yeah.
still in at the point of your elimination. And you just respond with the first thing that comes to your mind, like a word or phrase. Alicia?
Dominant.
Brandon?
Genuine. He seems really nice.
Chi?
Cockroach.
Courtney?
Anxious?
Milo?
Two-Face.
Thank you so much for playing, though. I know Nick was very sad that you left, and I was also very sad. Nick was disappointed with this season.
I'm disappointed I couldn't deliver for him, but you know what? It'll be fine. At some point, I'll come back if you'll have me. But maybe not when I have to be the only winner.
It was definitely a bad situation that you were put in by the game. So it's sad, but yeah, Nick and I were both in mourning after the triple because Lachlan, I know him IRL. So he went, and then obviously you saw that he got idled out, and then Nick was sad because you left, and we were like, oh, this is a tragic round for us. Why did we ever plan this triple?
It's been tragic ever since my boot. Immediately, thank you for making this walk bearable, and I appreciate everything everybody knows.
Yes, thank you so much for playing, and thank you so much for joining me. Have a good night.
Bye.